God.
Let's just dig in. This is one of those surprises that's just fun. We have a bar count, a guy calling out where we're at in the song.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4,
And this goes through the whole song.
5.
And you can tell by the waveform that it's like an actual guy. It's not like a metronome or whatever because everything's so different.
40, 41, 42, 43.
Before we get into all the vocal layers, let's explore all the instruments, starting with the drums.
Okay, let's
Kick,
go.
Add the motion with the hi-hats. Snare. Now, one thing that didn't really register with me until I saw these tracks was all the cowbells and percussion in general. There's just the kick with all the cowbells. 808 clap. Percussion. Now that happening, every other snare hit, which is cool. Conga. Let's hear a little bit later in the song.
Let's go.
Super cool layers. Put a little bass in there.
Ooh, that's what sets it up.
Such a harmonically rich arrangement. You can just hear the...
I'm about to say the beginning of it sounds like all night long. All night long, all night, all night long. Shout out to Lionel Richie, man.
chromaticism and the riffing on that bass.
Yeah, that's the bass is what
This transition here.
that's what makes a song.
Let's put some guitar in there, shall we?
Okay.
Now here's something interesting about the bass. Here's just the bass, and then we have this frog bass. Huh? Isn't that neat sounding? Subtle touch. Now it gets a little different here at the end. Mirroring what the Jupiter bass is doing.
Ugh.
I think that's fascinating. One of those sounds that I never knew would be its own track. So well mixed and well blended in. Listen to the difference in the sound, the difference in the tone between the beginning guitar here and the ending guitar. Both muted, both a very similar line. An interesting choice in different amps and tones in general. Now exploring the vast space of synths. Of course, the Rhodes just so amazingly defines this song. Ah, I love it. Iconic. So fun to hear by itself.
Like what? Like you don't hear any of that in the track, like because it kind of like is hidden behind all the other stuff going on.
Throw the pad in. Begins to be a little bit more recognizable, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off the pad just so we can hear a bit more detail in the Rhodes. Love it. Oh, I just love it. We could put on just, we'll do the alternate lead here.
Well, left to run. You feel the cold hand and wonder if you ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. Yeah. But all the while, you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
It's like one of those first take performances on YouTube where it's stripped down to the bareness and one take mentality without all the layers. And I think this Rhodes track with Michael's vocal, it's just a priceless combination given what we know about the song and how we've experienced the song.
But all the while, you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time. 'Cause this is
Oh,
thriller night.
Yeah.
There ain't no second chance against the thing with the 40 eyes, girl. Woo. You're fighting for your life inside of Killer Thriller.
A big reason I thoroughly enjoy diving into the nuances of an isolated vocal performance from Michael is that his voice is a huge inspiration to me as a vocalist. I don't sound anything like him, and I never will. But I pull all sorts of things out of his voice that as I experiment in my own voice, I become a more open-minded musician and a better vocalist just by listening and experimenting. And that's a big part of what I do on this channel. I help vocalists or aspiring vocalists take inspiration from their favorite singers and figure out what their voices can really do. If you'd like me to help you with that, whether you've sung at all, or even just a little bit, or you've sung a lot, click the link below in the video description or pinned comment and join my free voice course. And I'll help you realize things in your voice you never knew were possible, or even there. Yeah.
Night creatures calling, the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life.
We'll talk more about Michael's performance, but aren't those layers cool?
that's crazy.
I wish the time.
That combination, right? It's rawness, especially considering that's the alternate lead.
I wish the time for you and I to cuddle close together, girl. All through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see that this is Thriller night.
Drawing attention to the piano. Yes.
What? No, redo that.
Yes.
To think that this song originally was going to be Starlight, which I still personally think Starlight would have been a better overall song. But Thriller, when you listen from Starlight to Thriller, there seems to be more intentionality, if that's a word, in this song. Like, it seems to be more, even though it wasn't a finished product, it was just a demo. But it feels like it was more, it just feels more gritty and grown. Just the direction that Michael goes, even vocally in here, you could tell that it's just even more of a, he's just more aggressive in here.
Darkness falls across
Right,
the
that
land.
narrative.
Oh, wow.
The midnight
itself.
hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood.
That's kind of fun.
And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell.
The end organ.
In sheer delight. It's you they spy, so close, so right. For though the groove is hot,
Pluck. The guy reading the bars.
64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69.
Now let's get into these vocals. I'm going to start with the rehearsal take just because it's fun. And then I'm going to bounce back and forth between the lead take and then what I think is the alternate lead take. And then I'll bring in various parts of the background vocals, the harmony stacks, which are just so amazing. I have these arranged and organized not in a way that you would be used to hearing them in the studio recording, but more for separation so we can appreciate all the different things going on. Hope you enjoy.
And realize there's nowhere left to run.
Active listening.
To the cold hand. I wonder if you ever see the sun.
Singing under his breath.
Close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination.
Yeah.
All the while, you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
Vocal saving.
Yeah.
There ain't no second chance against the thing with 40 eyes, girl.
Yeah. Who knows when this rehearsal thing was taken relative to him actually performing the real take.
Right.
But this sounds like he's, maybe he's warmed up a little bit, but not quite done warming up and getting in the vibe, knows sort of what he's going to sing. I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions. It's cool. I like making up my own narratives. Helps me appreciate the stuff even more.
Night creatures calling, the dead start to walk in their masquerade.
Right? Starts really digging into his voice before he really digs in.
Night creatures calling, the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life. Ooh.
Like, what make you do that? To go from live, you can listen live, but he would live. Then ooh, like what? Like and stuff like that. Like it's stuff that I know. It's just feeling. But like, what would make you feel that? Like, if I hear this song, I'm not going ooh. Like, I'm just not doing that. But that's just make Michael like he feels different things and hears different things to where he's just doing and doing different stuff. But again, that's just live. Like, just that's crazy.
This is the end of your life. Ooh.
His agility. Oh. Okay, let's go. We'll start from the beginning of the lead. I've done another video breaking down on a technique and approach level Michael's vocals on this song.
Yeah.
I've left a link in the description. That's less of what we're going to be doing here, rather just appreciating the arrangement and really diving into all the detail that I've never seen before in such comprehensive nature. I love that you can hear his movements, his subtleties, a throat clearing every now and again. It's just all in there.
Ooh. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is dead.
The way he heats up his voice.
Yeah.
'Cause this is dead.
What?
Dead night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's dead.
What?
Thriller night, you're fighting for your life inside of Killer Thriller tonight. Yeah.
Now, let's go over to this other lead. It says,
I wish, man, we could have got one song with him and Whitney just belting back and forth. Kind of like close to That's What Friends Are For, when you see Luther and Whitney kind of going back and forth. Like, kind of wish you could have got something like that. Just go back and forth. Or kind of similar to him and Stevie on Get It. I'm gonna 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 get it. Just, but yeah, just the way he was able to just do this take and it's just, like, what the fuck? Like, yo.
it's labeled lead take 2, but I'm going to say it's an alternate lead. I don't really know why it's even here. The difference in the performance is pretty striking, and it's not quite as compressed or hyped or processed. But let's listen through to that section with this alternate take.
It's close to midnight.
You can tell the different take.
Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. Yeah. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is Thriller night.
I love that. This clap right there. It's not in the original.
This is Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. I know it's Thriller.
Huh? Look at a comp.
It's about to strike. I know it's Thriller. Thriller night, you're fighting for your life inside of Killer Thriller.
Nothing there.
Ooh, ooh.
Back to the main lead. That alternate take doesn't sound like it was used as a double. In the mixed studio recording of Thriller, there's that one prominent take, and then there's all the background vocalists. It could be worked in a little bit in the choruses, maybe. I don't hear it. Yeah. So it's just interesting that this is here. I really want to know the purpose of this. If anybody knows, what's the purpose of the take 2 or the alternate comped take?
Yeah. Ooh, baby. You hear the door slam and realize there's nowhere left to run. Ooh. You feel the cold hand. I wonder if you ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. Girl, but all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
These moments right here, I live for these Michael moments.
Girl, but all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind.
You hear how many voice cracks are in there? These sighs.
You hear a creature creeping up behind. You hear a
It is so goofy when taken out of context, or even when you try to put in your own voice, but it is such an essential part of his desperate sound. These kinds of vocal coordinations or bits of expression are what make an iconic voice, because they're weird, because they're volatile and vulnerable. Between all of his breaths, his timed inhales, his weeps, his many... It's the sound effects or the sound design behind a great voice is these kinds of things.
Girl, but...
And it's all, he literally, I was just about to say, like, it's all intentional. As I said before, it's all intentional. What he's doing... Like, it sounds like you feel the cold hand. Like he feels like he's desperate. Like he feels like he's concerned. He feels like he's anxious. He sounds anxious in here. Like he's really trying to warn this person to get out of wherever they're at. Like you close your eyes and elongated. Like it's shaking. It's almost shaking. Like it's just God. Like the thought and the vision. Just to sing it like this, it's just, God, genius, man.
All the while, you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time, 'cause this is Dilla.
Oh, God.
Dilla night.
Here he moves away from the mic there just a little.
'Cause this is Dilla.
Yeah.
Dilla night. There ain't no second chance against the thing with 40 eyes, girl. Woo!
This is why I tell vocalists that I'm producing not to worry so much about precise mic technique. Just get up in front of the mic and sing.
Right.
Lose yourself in the song. It doesn't matter if you move away from the mic or bump into the mic. Michael does that stuff all the time.
You're fighting for your life inside of Dilla. Night creatures calling the dead start to walk in their masquerade.
Yes.
There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life. Ooh.
God.
They're out to...
Let's listen to the alternate take here.
Night creatures calling the dead start to walk in their masquerade.
Really digs in there.
Yeah.
There's no escaping the jaws of the alien this time. This is the end of your life.
It's one of those beautiful sighs.
This is the end of your life. Ooh!
And to hear the range on that squeaky
Ooh!
in his head voice and goes all the way down to a lower register.
Ooh! There are...
No care in the world that his voice might crack. He's accentuating a crack.
Ooh! They're out to get you. There's demons closing in on every side. They will possess.
The different like spot on rhythmic variances between these two takes.
They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. And now is the time for you and I to cuddle close together. Yeah, all through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see that this is Thriller night, 'cause I can tell you more than any ghost would ever dare try.
The way he grows and shrinks his approach on this descent.
Thriller night, 'cause I can tell you.
Listening again.
Thriller night, 'cause
He leans in with heat and pulls it back, backs away from the mic a little bit, probably unconsciously doing that. But there's this rocking, this cradling of the listener on that descent.
Thriller night, 'cause I can.
So bouncy.
Thriller night, 'cause I can tell you more
That's
than
crazy.
any ghost would ever dare try. Woo-hoo. So let me hold you tight and Sheriff Keller, ow, ow.
I want to play both takes here for the remainder so that you can hear some of the fun interactions in isolation between the two takes.
So let me hold you tight and Sheriff Keller, ow, ow.
Different pitches there completely.
'Cause this is Thriller night. Girl, I can tell you more than any ghost would ever dare try. Woo-hoo. So let me hold you tight and Sheriff Keller, ow!
Okay. Get ready.
I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna throw you tonight. Oh,
Yeah.
darling, I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, baby. Ooh,
Yeah, sure, the howls.
ooh, baby. Ooh. Baby, I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, ma.
You definitely hear
Footstops.
those howls and a lot more reverb in the studio mix. Maybe that's just the reason for the whole take, and we didn't get to hear all that other singing up till then.
Ooh, baby. Ooh. Baby, I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, ma. I'm gonna throw you tonight.
This is cool.
I'm gonna throw you tonight.
And this is where traditionally the reading is going on too.
too.
So right. For though the groove
Thriller
is hard,
night, baby. Ooh. Thriller. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw you tonight. I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh.
How did he plow through that? Like, I don't understand how he did that.
I'm gonna throw you tonight. Ooh, baby. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna throw you tonight. Gonna throw you tonight.
Gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw you tonight.
Now these first two layers here,
You try to scream.
it drops, and listen to how it's blended here.
You try to scream.
The chord becomes more complex because the two are different. That's so cool.
You start to freeze.
There. Also notice, if these things were recorded these days, you would have lots of, vocal line where, every syllable is being electronically aligned so that there's no offness, and everything would be ending at the same time. There's mouth noises and clearing of throat and syllables and sibilance that is off everywhere. And it, to me, adds to the dynamic and freedom of the group and makes it more lush, not having everything so incredibly perfect.
You start to freeze.
Also, it's not pitch perfect either.
God, that Michael Jackson wall of sound, dog. God.
Listen to this section.
You try to scream.
Add the lowest harmonies in. This is great.
Okay.
You try to scream.
Wow.
You start to freeze.
Now, right there,
Wow.
like freeze ends in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You start to freeze.
You don't care.
Thriller night. Thriller night.
This is what Michael Jackson means by let the music tell the story, or let the music do what it's supposed to do. I think a lot of times artists get too caught up in trying to be perfect. Every syllable, everything has to be on time, and especially vocally, allow your vocals to just be real and authentic. That's why we love Whitney, we love Stevie, we love all the great Freddie Mercury, we love Aretha, because all their vocals are very off timing, or very random, or it's not exact or not precise on certain things. Like, it allows it to drift and do different things, experiment, or just feel the emotion of the song wherever that may take them. So, like with Michael, it's almost like we think he's a perfectionist, which he is. But what's crazy about Michael is almost what makes him perfect is that he did not try to be perfect when he was actually singing, which is weird. Like, I don't know how else to explain. Like, he didn't try to be perfect. He tried to allow the music to take him wherever it needed to. But it's crazy to think, like, just to think about how he didn't try to. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
He's synced and on where it counts for sure. Listen to these in isolation. I think this is so fun.
You try to scream. You start to freeze.
Right here.
Tonight, they're up in wine.
All right. Now, on this section, listen carefully. We're just going to do these middle harmonies here.
You close your eyes, but all the while, thriller night.
Hear how light he is
Yeah,
there?
like that's what Starlight sounded like. To where close your eyes, you hear the time. Like, bro, that's what I was talking about. Like, there's just so many different techniques and different, like, ways and ranges and variety or variances, whatever, that he used on just this one song. Like, it's like freaking insane. Like, how do you even do that? Like, how do you do that?
In his head voice.
Thriller night.
Lots of pitch variants, but you put this in a group, and I think if he were singing the same way in all of these takes, it would be way overpowering.
Thriller night.
That's soft.
it is absolutely essential that those high notes are light and head voicey for the blend that we get. And they sound just fine, aggressive, right where they need to be. But if he was eking those out at the top of his chest voice, it wouldn't work.
Thriller, thriller night. Can I thriller tonight?
It was also crazy to think that he's basically playing the role that his brothers used to play. None of his brothers in any of those songs were playing lead. They were playing the background vocal. So background vocal ain't gonna try to to belt, right? So he understands, well, I can't make my background vocals belt. That don't make sense. Unless it has to be a really gritty, depending on the song. But here he's like, thriller, the lead vocal, thriller. So now the background, thriller, thriller night. Like it just, he's thinking him and the producers are thinking at another level. Like it's just,
I love those chords.
Can I thriller tonight?
Putting the lows in.
Can I thriller tonight?
Jazzy.
They're open
oh
wide.
my God.
Now is the time.
Rob.
Whatever that is.
All through the night.
I just think it's so telling on,
Timberton?
you know,
Rob Timberton?
one of the most popular songs ever. We have mouth noises, clearing of throats, incidental noises, body movements, all sorts of things left in all the tracks, largely because the technology wasn't there to sterilize things like it is now. And it just goes to show you that that type of editing, where we're taking things out and making things perfect, and we're aligning everything, and we're pitch correcting everything, and we're making it inhuman, doesn't serve the success of a song. It may to a point, but I would argue that it doesn't serve the success of the song better than just getting a wonderfully connected, engaged performance that's good enough from the technical standpoint. This is another reason I love listening to and breaking down these multitracks. It's a reminder for all of us creators, all of us musicians, that perfect is not as good. The rawness and the captured moment, as imperfect as it may be, the inspired captured moment is always better than going for perfection. And you don't necessarily want to get rid of some of those things that make it more imperfect, because it adds to the energy of the whole thing. And this is what I hear over and over again, especially going through these background vocals, hearing, clear throat, noise, yell, screech. All these things happening.
Thriller, thriller night.
Throw them all in here.
Thriller, thriller night. Can I thriller, thriller, thriller here tonight? Thriller, thriller night.
I gotta hear that section again.
Yeah.
My
I was just about to
master
rewind
bus
it if
may
he
be
wasn't.
a little high, so I'm gonna pull this down so we don't get some of that filtering going on.
Thriller, thriller, thriller here tonight. Thriller, thriller night.
One more time. Let's put
Yeah.
the Moog in, just for fun.
Thriller, thriller night. Thriller, thriller night.
Ooh, and we forgot the brass.
Thriller, thriller night. Thriller, thriller night. Can I thriller, thriller, thriller here tonight? Thriller, thriller night.
because we can, I'd like to build that chord.
Here tonight, here tonight, here tonight,
Ooh, that's dissonant.
here tonight,
Super cool.
here tonight,
That is the high pitch is what brings it together.
here tonight,
That's crazy.
here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, Thriller, Thriller night, Thriller, Thriller night, Thriller, Thriller.
Bruh.
Thank you so much for sticking with me and enjoying all these beautiful tracks, these beautiful moments. Be sure to leave little tidbits of information, trivia, anything you know about the song that you don't think I might know. Super fun to learn from all of you guys who've had more experience with Michael's music than me. So be sure to leave those in the comments. And again, if you'd like to dabble in or explore what your voice is really capable of in a playful, non-judgmental way, click that link below and join my free course. Also, be sure to check out all of the other Michael Jackson videos I've done. You can find that playlist right here.
Happy Friday the 13th. Yep, that was Michael Jackson's Thriller. Again, I love Chris Leapy. Definitely go check out the other video too of him just breaking down his vocals. Very enlightful as well. Yeah, just he's the greatest, man. Him and Whitney. I will not allow you to say one bad thing about him and Whitney, bruh. I will not allow it. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share other things are the things. Ain't gonna go home. Do gotta get to step in. Peace.
I know gold is not in her. She's a